Hi IRD friends, I'm Chelsen Vicari and I'm here with George Barna, the founder of the Barna Group and also the executive director of the American Culture and Faith Institute. And we're reporting live here from the National Religious Broadcasters Convention in Orlando, Florida. Thank you so much, Mr. Barna, for sitting down with me.
Well, you got to call me George,
Okay.
and it's my pleasure. Yeah, happy to do it.
Thank you. So yesterday, your organization put out new data, and you were measuring the beliefs and behaviors of American adults, who, majority of them, or 100 million of them, say that they have a biblical worldview. Are they right?
Well, it depends who you ask. I mean, if you ask most Americans, 46%, which equates to more than 100 million people who are adults, would say that they have that kind of worldview. But the point of our survey was to actually ask about 40 different questions about beliefs and behavior, and to compare the answers that people gave us to the answers that the Bible would give us. And what we discovered is only about 10% of Americans actually have what we would think falls in that biblical worldview category.
Okay. So is there any bright spots that you found in your research at all?
Well, there's a lot of room for growth, if you want to consider that to be a bright spot. I would say certainly that the fact that we've got a lot of individuals who are concerned about the worldview issue, that's good. The fact that we have 10%, I mean, that's more than 20 million adults in this country. So anytime you want to have a movement or start something happening, if you've got a base of more than 20 million people, you've got plenty to start with. And of course, we also did a companion study with theologically conservative pastors. We found that 88% of them have a biblical worldview. So we've got a large group of teachers who get it, who have the ability to communicate that information also.
But there is a gap between the communication and the learning. So for example, millennials, or my generation, from 18 to 35, they scored the worst in your research, which is a little embarrassing. So what do you say about that?
Well, and just to put that in perspective, we found that people who are over 50, roughly 16% of that whole group had a biblical worldview. About 7% of people between 35 and 50 had a biblical worldview, and among millennials it was 4%. So clearly, whatever it is that we've been doing to try to convey a biblical worldview to people isn't working with younger generations. It could be that these teachers are like me, technological Neanderthals. I've never heard of a Facebook Live, forgive me, but or there may be other issues in what we're trying to get across to people, how we're trying to get it across, how we're living it, how we're holding people accountable. I mean, all of those are potential issues in this process. So there's a lot yet to be done. And I think, too, when you look at what informs us about how to think and behave, it's primarily the media. And what we know is that the dominant media forces in this country do not convey a biblical worldview. In fact, they're dead set against it. And so the fact that we are exposed to messages that are continually taking us away from that biblical way of thinking is a huge hurdle for us to overcome.
For me, that millennial 4% beliefs and behaviors not aligning with a biblical worldview is concerning, because we're not just the kids anymore. I'm a millennial, but my daughter is due in June. We are having children now, and we're educating them, or going to be educating them. So this is really important to, at least for our mentors and our disciples, like our Sunday school teachers or our pastors, to know that there is something missing, and we have to fill that gap, because it's not just that the millennials don't get it, it's that the millennials' kids might not get it.
Well, and to that point, and this is really important for everybody to understand, a person's worldview starts developing at the age of 18 months or so. So, I mean, they're not even in school yet, and they've already developed a portion of their worldview. By the time they're 13, that worldview is almost fully formed for the rest of their life. It'll be modified a little bit during the teen years, but by the time somebody's in their 20s, they become essentially an evangelist for the worldview that they hold. So we've got to be focusing on children, as you say. The challenge, of course, is you can't give what you don't have. So if you're a parent who doesn't have a biblical worldview, there's no way you can help shape one in the mind and heart of your child. So that puts the burden on us to figure out, what does it look like, how do I develop it, and how do I make it real in my life? Because that's where the rubber meets the road. Jesus never said, tell me what you believe. What he said is, show me the fruit. In other words, show me your behavior. So that's really the most important thing, is can you translate what it is that you believe into behavior that honors God?
well, we definitely still want to be fishers of men and follow the Great Commission. There's room to do that.
Absolutely.
Thanks to your research, we know that. We see the numbers. So thank you, George, for sitting down and talking with me.
Well, thank you, and thanks for being with us.